Okay. Guys, listen. I know you've heard of hippos. Big, angry, dangerous hippos that flip boats and scare crocodiles. Yeah, we all know that guy. But today, I'm not talking about that guy. Today, I'm talking about his tiny, adorable, absolutely mysterious little cousin, the Pygmy Hippo. And before you say, oh, that's just a baby hippo, no, stop right there. That's exactly what I thought too, and I was completely wrong. So sit down, because this animal is about to blow your mind. What even is a pygmy hippo? All right, so first things first. The pygmy hippo, scientific name Chaeropsis liberiensis, is a completely separate species from the common hippo. Okay, guys, listen. I know you've heard of hippos. Big, angry, dangerous hippos that flip boats and scare crocodiles. Yeah, we all know that guy. But today, I'm not talking about that guy. Today, I'm talking about his tiny, adorable, absolutely mysterious little cousin, the pygmy hippo. And before you say, oh, that's just a baby hippo, no, stop right there. That's exactly what I thought too, and I was completely wrong. So sit down, because this animal is about to blow your mind. What even is a pygmy hippo? All right, so first things first. The pygmy hippo, scientific name Chaeropsis liberiensis, is a completely separate species from the common hippo. Not a baby, not a dwarf version. A whole different animal that has been living its own life for millions of years. Now, how small are we talking? Picture this. A regular hippo weighs around 1,500 to 3,000 kilograms. That's like a small car, maybe 2 small cars. Now the pygmy hippo, it weighs somewhere between 180 and 275 kilograms. Still not tiny, that's still heavier than most gym guys you know, but compared to its cousin, it's basically pocket-sized. And the height, a pygmy hippo stands about 75 to 100 centimeters at the shoulder. That's roughly the height of your average 7-year-old kid. This thing comes up to your waist. It is compact, it is stout, and it is unbelievably cute in that round, chunky, please don't bite me kind of way. Now here's where it gets interesting. The pygmy hippo is not just rare, it's basically a ghost. These animals live in West Africa, specifically in the rainforests and swamps of countries like Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and a little bit of Ivory Coast. And Liberia is basically the capital of pygmy hippo territory. About 70% of the wild population lives there. But here's the wild part. For a very long time, Western science didn't even know this animal existed. Indigenous West African communities knew about it, obviously. They called it Nigwe in local languages. But the outside world? Clueless. It wasn't until the 1849 that a scientist named Samuel G. Morton first described the species from skulls that were brought to him. And it took until the early 1900s for live specimens to actually be documented and studied properly. So this animal was literally hiding in the jungle going, yeah, I'm good. Don't bother me. The secret life of a pygmy hippo. Okay, so here's what makes the pygmy hippo truly special. Its personality and lifestyle are almost the complete opposite of the common hippo. Common hippos, super social. They live in big groups called pods. They hang out in rivers all day. They're loud, they're aggressive, they're dramatic. Classic extroverts. Pygmy hippos, completely different energy. These guys are introverts, total loners. They live alone or in very small pairs. They're incredibly shy, and they spend most of their time hiding in the dense rainforest. You will almost never see a pygmy hippo in the wild, not because they're rare. Well, they are rare, but that's not the only reason. It's because they actively do not want to be seen. They are the please don't talk to me animal of the jungle. They're also mostly nocturnal, so they sleep and rest during the day, hidden in the undergrowth, and then come out at night to eat and explore. Scientists studying them in the wild often have to rely on camera traps because actually spotting one in person is like winning the lottery. And here's another fun difference. While common hippos spend most of their time in water, pygmy hippos are more terrestrial. Yes, they can swim. Yes, they like being near rivers and swamps. But they also spend a significant amount of time just walking around in the forest like regular woodland creatures. They're forest hippos, not river hippos. What do they eat? Now, diet. What does a chunky little forest hippo eat? Well, plants. Lots and lots of plants. The pygmy hippo is herbivorous, and it eats things like roots, leaves, fruits, and aquatic plants. It basically wanders around at night munching on whatever vegetation it can find along the forest floor and riverbanks. And because they live in rainforests with lots of variety, their diet is actually pretty diverse. They'll eat grasses, ferns, broad-leaved plants. Honestly, whatever is available and accessible. They're not picky eaters. They're the "I'll eat whatever's in the fridge" type, as long as it's green. One cool thing, they have special adaptations in their teeth. Their canines are adapted for rooting around in the ground and grabbing tough plant material. It's not quite as dramatic as the massive tusk-like teeth of common hippos, but they can still do some serious damage if they need to. Cool biology facts. Alright, let's talk about some genuinely fascinating biology, because this is where things get really weird and wonderful. First, hippos, both kinds, produce something called blood sweat. Yes, blood sweat. But before you freak out, it's not actually blood and it's not actually sweat. It's a secretion called hipposudoric acid, and it works as a kind of natural sunscreen and antimicrobial agent. So basically, hippos ooze their own sunscreen out of their skin. That is genuinely one of the coolest things nature has ever invented. We humans spend money on SPF 50, and these guys just produce it themselves. Amazing. Second, pygmy hippos have a really low reproductive rate. A female gives birth to just one calf at a time, and the pregnancy lasts about 6 to 7 months. The calf is born either in water or on land, and it stays with its mother for only about 3 years before becoming independent. With such slow reproduction, every single birth matters for the survival of the species. Third, their lifespan. In the wild, pygmy hippos live around 30 to 35 years. In captivity, with good care, they can live up to 40 to 50 years. So these are long-lived animals, which sounds great, but it also means their population can't bounce back quickly when individuals are lost. Conservation status. This is the serious bit. Okay, I have to be real with you for a moment, because this is important. The pygmy hippo is classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List, and the numbers are genuinely alarming. Scientists estimate that there are fewer than 2,500 pygmy hippos remaining in the wild. Some estimates put it even lower, around 2,000 to 2,500 individuals total. That is not a lot. That is, in fact, extremely not a lot. The main threats? 3 big ones. Habitat loss. The West African rainforests where these animals live are being cut down for agriculture, logging, and human settlement at a terrifying rate. Hunting. Pygmy hippos are hunted for bushmeat in some areas. And political instability. Countries like Liberia have faced decades of civil conflict, which makes conservation efforts almost impossible because people are, understandably, focused on surviving themselves. The good news, and there is some good news, is that pygmy hippos are being successfully bred in captivity in zoos around the world. In fact, most people who have ever seen a pygmy hippo have seen one in a zoo because they're so elusive in the wild. Zoos in Europe, North America, and other parts of the world have established breeding programs, and these help maintain a genetic safety net for the species. But captivity alone can never be the solution. The real answer is protecting their natural habitat, working with local communities, and supporting conservation organizations that operate in West Africa. Why should you care? So, why does the pygmy hippo matter? I mean, it's a small, shy animal most people have never heard of, hiding in jungles most people will never visit. Why should you care? Here's why. Because every species that disappears takes something irreplaceable with it. Millions of years of evolution, a unique role in an ecosystem, a chapter in the story of life on Earth that we can never get back. The pygmy hippo has been quietly living in West African forests for millions of years, surviving ice ages, continental shifts, the rise and fall of civilizations, and now, in just a few decades, human activity has brought it to the brink. That's on us, and it's also on us to fix it. The pygmy hippo is small, it's secretive, it's not flashy like a tiger or a panda, but it is extraordinary, and it deserves to exist. So next time someone talks about hippos, mention the big dramatic one everyone knows about, but also mention the small one, the shy one, the chunky little rainforest ghost that oozes its own sunscreen and just wants to be left alone.